Ooh, what's going on? How are you doing? Well, if you're seeing me and you're seeing this video, it can only mean one thing. You're a sinner and you didn't make it. So, welcome. Body mommy, what's going on? Welcome. Okay. Yes. It, what's going on, Fancy? Um, yeah, today we just got we've been doing a lot of work. Some of us know we've been working over here. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing our thing collectively here. A little thing, a little ritual work that we've been doing. Oh, let's see if I can pop that. Okay. And yeah, so I'm just here now, ready to have some fun. What's going on, Prophetess? Prophetess, you're also my witness. Because you know Lakeisha's gonna come. And so if I spaz on her this time, I did give a warning last time, right? Okay. Buddy, uh, you know what? I'm gonna give you a small graduation gift today, a token of my appreciation. All right, now I don't know if I said that right, but ya tú sabes. Okay. Yeah, we're about to get we're gonna get into some good readings here. So if you're interested in knowing, and I'm gonna keep kind of being on this one. Although, of course, if you become a VIPer, which is this right here, to ask a specific question, you know, you might as well get in line now because the questions I suggest though, and that I'd like to do, although like I said, you could do whatever. Um, basically, what was my point here? Sorry, I just got a message here. All right. Okay. So, uh, if you want to know what your future, okay, now it's not as mystical as it sounds. Okay, actually, you and I, are discovering your future. You could think of it like this, right? Because I'm just going off your energy, right? So I'm, in a sense, it's a lot like this is the way I look at it. This is my like analogy, metaphor, whatever you want to call it. This is what I look at it like, based off of your energy. It's like a blood test, right? Pretend you went in for a blood test. I'm like the doctor. I take your blood, and right there is the machine inside the room. I put the little blood thingamajiggy in the machine, and all of a sudden on the computer, you see all these little scales and numbers and all this stuff. And you're like, what does all this mean? Well, as a doctor, I could say, hey, if you keep eating them fucking Twinkies, by the looks of how much shit you got in your blood right now, okay, you might be having a problem in about 30 days, 60 days. You know what I mean? It's a lot like that. It's a lot like that. So energy never lies. Energy never lies. So based off your energy, you can find out your trajectory. So whether we're talking about your finances, your career, uh, your love or relationships that you're curious about, all right? Health, even though I really don't like the health one just because I'm not a fucking doctor, but you know, once again, we're just going off your energy, and I'm gonna preface the shit out of that legally. Legal disclaimers of the wazoo, all right? So oh, it's no, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. So that's how it works. All right. I just so happen to be one of the most skilled fucking blood readers. Okay. So like you can of course there's actually more to it than that, and it is obviously a little bit different, but it is also very much the same. You know, with a blood test, you can see everything, and you can almost predict somebody's future if you know to look for certain variables, certain things, or whatever, and so forth. And it is a lot the same. Now, the difference is if you don't like what you hear, that's a great thing. That just means now you have the opportunity to get back into alignment. And that's really what it's all about. You know, that's really what it's all about. So before we get started, I'm just giving a couple minutes, let people into here. Shit. But as we've probably all heard, and I just want to just chop it up just for a second about this, and get whoever's here. I invite you to participate in the chat and let me know what you think. But so supposedly, I don't know if it was supposed to be today or if it's supposed to be tomorrow. I was under the impression it was the 24th. I kept hearing 24th, 24th, 24th about our beloved brothers and sisters who are Christians. They're supposed to be going somewhere. It's awfully reminiscent of May 23rd, 2011. How many of y'all remember that day? May 23rd, 2011. Yeah, I believe we had another I don't know if the one who's responsible for this, I don't know the background to all of this. I just know like, not timelines. What is it? Is it timelines or your algorithm? What shows up on your feed? You know what I mean? Not timelines. But it's almost exactly identical. On May 23rd, 2011, you have this old Christian white guy who was talking his shit about, oh, this and this and that is going to happen. You had gangs of people selling their houses, their cars, all that shit like that. And when May 24th came, actually, he fucked up twice because he had said it was earlier. And then when it didn't happen earlier, he said, oh, I miscalculated because this word means, I meant May 23rd. Okay. And then May 23rd came. Whew. Our brothers and sisters were quite mad because they gave everything away. I've been planting trees, don't know, but my inner vibe said plant. Hey, you got to follow that. And another tip another thing about that, I almost think in a weird, strange way. To me, that's also something of prosperity because like you're giving unto the earth, you're planting into the earth. You know what I'm saying? And like just the fact that it's so natural and it just comes from like your being that you just want to do this. Anytime you give to earth, you give water to a tree, you give this, you give that. Like they are very good about, and I know it's not about getting paid back or anything. Like you just give because you like to give. Like, oh, this is my tree. I love the tree. Here, take this water, or whatever. But it's like an exercise. It's like an inspired action of prosperity, of the frequency of prosperity to me, because those plants are going to grow, and prosperity really is like the expansion, the growth, new stuff. That it does say, Bordy Mommy. Of course, the old scripture she put on here for the Bible says, "No man knows the hour or day." Mm-hmm. Yes, prophetess. I am talking about the rapture thing, which is why I named this show Rapture Readings. So, yeah, that's how it goes. But it's going to happen again and again and again and again. It just seems to keep repeating. How many times have we? Who knows? We also may have lived through some type of cataclysmic event, but because our consciousness may have transferred to like another timeline where you don't lose continuity, you don't know that you basically just got fucking incinerated. You, as far as you're concerned, your shit just keeps going. Your life just keeps going, uninterrupted. That's what continuity is. So, yeah. Okay, I think we're gonna just have a little fun here. We're gonna get the Bible right. And you know what? I'm not even gonna warm up on this one. We're gonna jump straight to the heavy lifting. We're gonna jump straight to the heavy lifting. Body mommy, I have chosen to gift her a full-fledged VIP reading. So if you could please let me know your specific question, I would greatly appreciate that. It was hot as fuck in here. I had to turn the air conditioning on. I usually don't be rocking the air conditioning. I will be like, I don't care if it's hot, I'll wait till like the evening to if I gotta bake something or cook something or whatever. But for this show, I was like, I'm being the lights and it's already hot as shit in here. And yeah, so I had to turn the fucking air conditioner on. We're just gonna get busy, So for those of you watching, and I may do this again later on down the line. But can we get a little bit more specific? Por favor. You know how I work. Like, I mean, I could do that question, and if you want to just stick with that, that's fine. This is your gift, and if that's how you want, if this you want to stick with that, that's fine. I'll give you a second just to you know, that is like a complete question, though. At least I appreciate that. Sometimes you just gotta like breathe, just slow down. That's it. Whenever you're in a situation, you start getting tense and all that, you didn't notice that you stop breathing if you just take a nice deep breath. You know why it's so important is because really it does. It opens up the channels to your inner resources. You might be real quick mentally. You might have a certain knowledge of certain things, but if you're like all nervous and stuff, you notice how like you can't think of shit. Shit's not coming out right. All right, we'll just stay with that then. We'll just stay with that. We'll keep it simple. All right, let me do a quick wash here. Wash these cards out, see what's going on. Oh, but one thing I do know for sure, now more than ever, there's no lack of distractions. And once you start peeping the patterns though, it really kind of starts to get redundant though. You know? That's pretty much what I'm gonna do, buddy, but I'm gonna use your question. So we're gonna put you up on the wall of fame here. Okay. Now, I'm gonna assume that you're in a position where you can relax and make sure your arms and legs are crossed. Okay. And if you will, go ahead and just gaze into the eye. Not staring, not looking, just gazing into the eye as if perhaps maybe you're at work or something and you just happen to be staring at something, but you're actually looking through it. When you're ready, go ahead and just take a nice, slow, refreshing breath in. Starting by relaxing your tummy and just letting the air begin to fill all the way to the top. When you're at the top, just pause and hold it. The count of 3, 2, and 1. All right. You are now in the optimum state of reception. Not just for you, but for me. All right, let's get it. Okay. So the question for Boy Mommy is, what's her future look like? All right, just a second. Almost done cooking, just a second. This is the first one, so you know. All right, let's do a nice split. We're gonna give you 7 cards, girl. Two. Okay. Just a moment here. Let me just scan what we got going on here. All right. First off, I'm going to just show you your cards, and then we'll go from there. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to be very careful with this. The first card. So it's a 1 of cups, 12 of coins reversed, 5 of clubs. I feel a reversal on that. 8 of swords. Right in the middle. 9 of clubs. Again. 3 of cups. And again, this now we have another king, also reversed to 12, which is, I mean, all right. Okay, let's get it. And do remember, this is based off of current energy. All right. So sometime soon, maybe a few weeks, maybe a month. One thing I'm definitely getting here is some kind of, I see like a new passion beginning for you. This is how I'm taking this card. This is how it's speaking to me. All right. It's the beginning of something, a new kind of passion. Maybe it could be something old that you put down a while back, but you picked it up again. But whatever it is, it does turn your lights on, and you really need this in your life. I think we all do, you know, but I think that's really great. There is like, since we're talking about rapturing and stuff like that, there's like this a 19. No, I'm just fucking with you. But there's like this resilient type of energy. Okay. So if you have been worried about the future as far as either job, career, or perhaps something health or physical related, this card to me grounds all the other ones. Because to me, this one shined the brightest because this is an ability to just like overcome all obstacles, or better said, to take the obstacle and turn it into something useful for yourself. Okay, it ceases to be an obstacle. It's now so from a stumbling block to a stepping stone. All right, this is the kind of energy that you will notice that you have. Right, so any other challenges that come up. All right, now here's something. I don't know if this. I'm keeping this more like I said. We were talking about future, more projecting, right? If you will, fortune telling, right? So this has to do with a man, of course. This guy is financially somehow related or connected to you. He represents finances, all right? And this is the thing that really kind of caught my attention here as well. I keep seeing this like big argument, this big blowout, and I just kind of got the inclination that it also may have to do with this person. Okay, this typically doesn't represent to me like a boss. It could represent like a man of means. It could represent somebody more so connected with the financial aspect. So if you had somebody, let me get a little clarification because it's starting to bug me. I want to see through this, but there is definitely an argument or a verbal blowout. This somehow affects you, and I feel like he is a part of this. I don't know if this person. Hold on here. Give me some more information about this guy. Give me some more information about this 12 of coins. I'm feeling though the guy owes you something. Maybe he does have some money, but like in a way, he owes you money of some kind. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting here. All right, what is? Give me this. What we got here? Also the start of this could be perhaps maybe starting something, right? So just in case, I like to cover all my bases, right? Because I can see different perspectives. Different timelines mean different shit. So I can see how it means this here and it means that, possibly, depending on which one you go down. So clarification for this was this, which to me is like a Joker card. To me, this is like a Joker card. All right. But whatever this blowout is, it's a really aggressive argument. I can see you getting in somebody's ass or going at it, head up. All right. Need some more clarification. I don't know if anybody has approached you in the past or recently, but this is another possibility here. I see another timeline possibility, if you will, is somebody saying, hey, you know what? Like, I'm going to give you an example, and I'm not saying I know exactly what it is, but it's like, hey, I noticed you knit really cool caps or whatever, right? So I got a little bit of chumpies, I got some money, so you want to partner up and I'll handle this part, whatever, you handle that part. That's on my accuracy meter, that's like kind of closer, but it's like whoever this person is, either they front like they have money or they actually do, but their shit is not like it seems though. All right. There's a very like mercurial, that is the word, I believe. Mercurial, like one minute they like you, and next minute after one little thing, it's like, boom, no, like that's mercurial. Just in case anyone else out there didn't know that, but okay. But your passion could still be something else. You know, maybe you, let's just say, pretend you take up yoga or something like that. Or maybe you used to kind of do yoga and you're like, "Oh, I think I'll try yoga tonight." Whatever. Next night you do it again. Next thing you know, it's been a couple weeks and you're like, yo, I'm really into this yoga shit. Which is good because that's a part of the new you. Whatever this is, whatever the passion is, whatever that passion is. All right. Okay, let's see here. Swords. There is something also here with your ex. Another situation of, I feel like another situation too of like deception. How did it come out like this? Because it was reversed. Three of Swords. Or I don't know if he's your ex, whoever it is. You know what I'm talking about, right? So, yeah, he's showing up here too. This is like coming soon. Some more bullshit with this. And you know, there is a chance. I don't know if the ex also kind of like, I don't know if there's any kind of financial exchange, you know, but I can see how these also could be filling the same shoes, you know. But lying and deception also by way of like someone's keeping information. Your whoever, I forgot, I don't want to say he's your ex if he's not, but you know what I'm talking about. I feel like he's hiding something from you. And in the near future, either you're going to feel the effects of the deception or you're going to kind of learn like, hey, this guy's been you've been holding out, you've been lying. Some shit about it. Something's going to come out about him. I do see I do see a period, a small amount of time, and this happens to so many of us, where because it's easy to get once again back in. Like for let me just give you an example, okay? You do ritual work to consecrate, right, if you will, uh, whatever other version of yourself that you would like to choose to be, to begin to be now, right? And this card to me represents kind of like a backsliding. So I'm going to just suggest to you one of the most important things that you can do, and if gardening helps this too, I'm sure it does, because I know if I was to be gardening, like it helps you to just be present, right? Really, like your mind, it's not as, you know what I mean, when you're doing like a hobby or a craft, like it's very relaxing and regenerating. So this, like I said, represents more of like this is a mental backslide, like forgetting who you are temporarily or for a little stretch or for a spell of time, you know, something like that. And the only thing with that is sometimes it can be problematic if we don't catch the wheel, you know, and by catching the wheel, I just mean being more present. So just to know that you kind of slipped into possible like an old self type thing, you know, that's huge in and of itself because most people don't even catch that. You have to have certain amount of presence, you know, be present and not off in the future in your head or off in the past or whatever in order to be able to catch yourself. And that's all we got to do is like, because you're going to have times where you kind of, you're not feeling good, you're feeling like shit because of this, because of that, whatever. That's where presence and to remind yourself who you are and to re-decree if you need to. No, this is what it is. You know, this is who I am. I'm the type where all the shit works out for me. I don't have to I'm free of stress. I don't have to fucking bug out on this. You know? Things like that. Things like that. Hold on a second. And you know, regarding your ex or whoever, I don't know, I keep calling him your ex, but if you know who I'm talking about, I'm just gonna say ex for this conversation. I can't see your comment on here because I have your thing up here, and so therefore I can't scroll the comments. I'm gonna scroll it. Yeah, I'm seeing a situation where, and I think, and this is tying into this now. Sometimes it starts to come by little pieces by little pieces. So there is like definitely like some emotions that you gotta express, and I'm getting it to this person, especially if as the weeks go by, you start to notice things and things ain't making sense, and you're like, yo, I feel like this thing is like lying to me, but I ain't got no proof, right, or whatever. Until either you do, or but there is something. It's like I see that there has been possibly a conversation that needs to take place between you and somebody, and that, and mind you, this can also be, doesn't have to be an argument type of thing. It can also be something like, but I see this is the card of expression. I could have told you those three-way love triangle shit, but that's not what I'm talking about. This is more like an expression, some type of emotion. Here's the decision, but I see you like not making it for some reason. I don't know why, but I don't see you like choosing to do it at that time. But this feels like a choice, or like you have to say something to somebody. And it's right in the middle of you kind of like, maybe kind of, I'll say backsliding, but it's, it's between that card and this card. All right. But out of all of this, though, the card that shines the most to me, and the card that holds the most power as far as what it represents here, and you, is this. That's that eight of swords. Okay. So in addition to this, if this does take place, I do also see you, like I said, making either some kind of change, a change of status as far as your career or your health, or both. All right, physically. And like I mentioned to you, any other problems, anything, please do what you got to do to remind yourself that as soon as the problem starts to happen, you don't have to fucking freak out. You don't have to fucking fix everything. Like, you can allow it. It's like, for lack of a better word, it's like I'm being shown that, like, and I hate using this word, but spirit wants to show you, like, look, this shit will unknot itself. It'll unravel itself. Like, you don't have to like stress out over whatever type of thing you be stressed out. But I'm taking it more so within context of what I've just been talking about with you. Learning how to just let shit, let it, because it will. You don't have to, yeah, you don't have to stress over it though. That's one thing I'm definitely getting. It's like, look, but in order to know that, you kind of gotta like be able to like let go of the reins a little bit and just be like, hey, see what you got. And even if it appears to be going totally left, you remain in control of you and your emotions, which in a way that you know not is going to influence your situations and circumstances. All right. Remember, you're the projector. Out there is the fucking screen. So if we need to change the film roll, let's just change the film roll. It's that simple. But that's what I have for you. This one kind of came out. I felt like this was a little, I don't know. This, to me, I didn't like this reading so much. It felt kind of wonky to me. I don't know. It kind of felt like, I don't know. And I don't know if you've had times where you're just kind of like this. It felt wonky to me, but yeah. Jamie Hayes, what's going on? Yes, exactly. Obstacles to advantages. Like a wealthy man or financier. Could be somebody, yeah, usually diamonds dudes are, it's not so much a job or career thing. It's more of like directly dealing with the money. So yes, could be a man in finance or a banker or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Hey, my schmacky, what's going on, mama? He owes me his life. This in my blood happened yesterday. Took him right back. Yeah. I will tell you this bonus. All right, since you kind of illuminated, because to me this shit was feeling wonky, and maybe it was me because it's like I just jumped into the reading instead of like kind of doing my little warm up. uh, then I gotta say, you want to really. I'm sure you've caught the shenanigans before, huh? Well, I feel like then definitely that could also be an additional. That can be some shenanigans right there too. And you know what kind I'm talking about. The kind no one wants to find out. Hey, Wise Fox, what's up? Yeah. You know, honestly, buddy, like it's your path, you know. We all do shit that other people are like, I don't even know why you fucking everyone else can see it plenty clear but us because we're the ones in it, you know. And you know, that's life, pretty much. But I will tell you right now that that relationship is one of the things, it's like an anchor to an old self. And at some point in time, you got to cut the fucking anchors out. And I'm telling you that, like, I know that. I know that. I can, I have a very clear sense of like where you want to go. Not like specific, oh, you want to do this and become this, or I don't know, switch careers, do all, no, I can see like the trajectory, if you will, like symbolically in my mind's eye. And that's going to be one of your greatest achievements is, and yes, it's going to fucking hurt. I'm telling you right now, it's going to hurt. But somewhere deep inside, you already know this shit. Fuck all the, let's just get real. Like, you already know it. And some people, they're not going to crawl out the bucket. They just want to pull you back in the bucket. And it's not even a judgment on the person in the so-called bucket, but it's a reflection of where they at. And until they change where they at, you doing all this shit to change you, it just don't fit. You know, just don't fit. You can, you just there's a benefit there. There's a benefit there. There is some kind of benefit there. It may not make logical sense. It may not make logical sense, but there's some kind of payoff of some kind that you're getting from that. Yeah, Clash of the Titans. There's some kind of payoff that you're getting from that. And it's probably something you have not that you're not fully aware of. That you're not fully aware of right now. All right. But that is what I have for you. So yeah, I definitely see some another Clash of the Titans. Jesus. All right. So if anybody out there would like a psychic hors d'oeuvre, it's a one card pull, one card message. I don't know what it's gonna be. It's free. I know that. And so if you like one, you can just put a hand emoji in the chat. And we shall accommodate you. You're absolutely welcome, Body Mommy. You know that. I appreciate you. Just start paying attention to that. It's even like me, like sometimes like I've had certain exes, ain't seen them in a minute. Maybe when we was rocking, we was like rocking really tough for a while, and then like it's been a while, and well, it's kind of like the old saying, you want to see how far you've come with your whatever inner work you've been doing or whatever this, whatever that, like get around your family, get around people who knew you when you used to XYZ and all this shit like that. Then you'll see, because the triggers, it's easy to not be triggered if you have no stimulus to trigger you, right? But you learn when you're in the field what it is, you know? We'll take it short. But yeah, so just start paying attention to that. Start paying attention to y'all's dynamics. Start paying attention to what you're thinking. How are you feeling? Even like whose voice are you hearing? A lot of these little things are little clues, little crumbs is like what's going on. Maybe I need to initiate this. I'm not here to tell you, what you need to do. I will let you sit with that and ponder and contemplate on that, because that is a serious thing. But think about where you want to go. Think about who you want to be, and does that fit into your life? Would your ideal you put up with? And I know nobody's angels. I know you probably got your shit or something, maybe not like his, but everything is a two-way street. But back to the matter at hand, would the ideal you even tolerate this anymore? It's like, oh, I almost had a life of peace, but I decided let's try it again. Fine, I'll let you back. Knowing goddamn well, like you just turned around on the escalator, and now you're going right back down. I don't want to say it's all whatever, because I'm sure it's not, or it would have never got this far. Like I said, there's something there. I think you may suffer from like martyr syndrome a little bit. Martyr syndrome is like when people, for some reason, feel obligated to either one, or maybe it's a family member or the family or some shit like that. It's like logically anyone would tell you, like, look, y'all did your time of duty. If y'all decide to cut and go one separate ways, no one's to blame. It is what it is. Shit, nothing's meant to last forever here on this plane. So I mean, we had our run. We had our run. So yeah. But if you want to know about your particular future, okay, then what I would like you to do, or I'm gonna help you out here, you circulate, because when you circulate, it returns always to the point of origin, which is you, and it will be exponential. But you circulate that. Hola, hold on, hold on. Oh, thank you, buddy. You're a doll. You're a doll. I do appreciate it. Yeah. I'm gonna just like I would not accept money for that, but like that's like your way of gifting, and I accept your gift because like I know about the circulation. Like it's legit. I was like tracking it for a while, down to like giving 5, 10, $20 here, $20 there. Gave $20 to the dude that smelled like shit outside of CVS. Gave $20 to that woman over there because blah 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 blah, whatever. And I swear to God, you will notice like you have to do this though with intent. And no, you're not. I'm not talking to anyone specific. I'm just talking to the crowd there. No, but I appreciate your gift. You know what I'm saying? This was my point. I just wanted to tell you that. But that was I wanted to gift you that. But yeah, so I appreciate your gift. I consider it a gift. So yeah. But if anyone else out there would like a what's your future? What's your future with finances? I'd want to know if I'm going off the deep end. I'd want to know if it's just going to be the fucking same. I'd want to know if I'm on the right track to get better. You know. Now, theoretically, we should all already know that, right? But sometimes a little confirmation, it's a little boost, and it helps. Never rely on the boost. Never, you should always rely on yourself first and foremost, and give it to yourself within first. But there's nothing wrong, with getting perspective and talking with people and things like that, and bouncing your ideas or bouncing your question off, someone who you deem worthy enough to do so with. Because Lord knows, there's plenty of people I wouldn't say a goddamn thing to. How are you? Fine. All right. Yeah. I'm getting a whole lot from you, buddy. I'm getting a lot from you, buddy. Like this, I can't choose when I get it, but it's just like I'm seeing a little bit behind the curtain. You know what I'm saying? Like of Body Mommy Enterprises. What was just curious, Bodhi, what was your relationship with your father like? I know you had at least I know one of them. One parent was like, I'm getting like really it feels like really critical, really critical. But anyhow, you want to know about your particular future, and it's not something that's all mystical and it's it's more simplistic than that. Okay, actually, we are discovering what your GPS. Where's your GPS taking you, yo? What did you type in the Uber app? Where are you going? Let's check again. All right. That's true. To almost what? What happened? Oh, you ain't had to let us know that, man. I'm painting a picture, y'all. All right. And pictures are composed of details. All right. The devil is in the details. Don't you understand? My good people, the devil is in the details, yo. Ah, that's been crazy. No, but I actually did. I was actually doing that. And it's good to track it because you'll forget. And that's the whole point of tracking because no matter how shitty or great your memory is, there's an old saying the sharpest, what is it? The faintest ink is better than the sharpest memory. You know, when you take it out of your head and you put it into physical form, being ink and paper, that is a very powerful thing right there. And then when you're tracking shit now, the fact that you're tracking it it starts to give you the steering wheel. Now you can control it. You want less of it? You want more of it? What's actually working? What's not? So you're not just spinning your wheels and guessing. Hey, Tyra, what's up? Did you smell the vision? Well, this is smell-o-vision, you know? Did you smell a vision? It's true. I ain't making it up, you know? Bless him. I'm not saying he's a bad person, right? Like if I told you I met a woman and she had a mustard stain on her shirt, it's not a judgment, you know? Bitch had a mustard stain on her shirt. You know? All right. Why don't one of you put a hand emoji into the chat and I can give you a psychic order? I just pulled some out the oven. They're fresh and hot. Okay. Yeah, but no, on a serious tip though, you know, just everything that we were discussing. Well, I was talking with Buddy, but y'all was privy to that conversation. And but no, who we align ourselves with is a big fucking thing. That is huge. Because if you're dealing with disrespect, and this is not just relegated to like what this is just my thinking about like this type of thing. This is why like I will be single. I just love being single. It's not about me. But if you're dealing with disrespect, added extra stresses, cortisol, not to mention whatever link you may have with the person, right? And you'd be so surprised how many people are laying with other people who really, because of their own inadequacies or insecurities, they don't really want to see you win. So it's kind of like they're secretly, in a way, sending darts, because if you get any kind of success, that's a threat to them. Because they're in their mind, they're like, well, this new job, she might be fucking super dick, and he got more money than me and shit. Like, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I wouldn't work there, babe. Fuck that place. You know, like, you know, if you start asking yourself that, like, talk to your soul. You know what I'm saying? Tell your soul, reveal to me what this is. What's the deal with this shit? And before you know it, you will know. You'll have that aha. It'll be so clear. It'll be so right in your face, because it always was right in your face, just like your nose. But you don't often see your nose unless you really try and look. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about, like I said, that whole alignment bullshit, because it's true. You know what I mean? Like, it's like having a band member and their guitar is not tuned. No matter what song you play, your shit could be right on point. Everything's on point. But that guy or girl with the detuned guitar is gonna fuck y'all shit up. You can just tell it's not gonna sound right. It's not gonna sound right. But when you think of your idealized self, and you begin to just allow yourself to like just really go into that life for a second, right? Like, I'm in the life, right? And it's like looking around at what my life consists of from this perspective. And I don't know about you, but god damn it, I'm seeing peace. Now I know we all have to give our own selves peace first and foremost before, obviously there's always something outside of you that'll try and take your peace, right? But to have other factors and variables that are so close that let's be honest, it's a choice to have it there that keeps, keeps pulling you off. It's like having two birds, right? If you tie two birds together, one foot to the other foot of the other bird, they can't fly like that. They can't. Yep. I can already just tell you right now, and I'm not like with you, there is some fucking kind of sense, and it's false, that you gotta like prove you're worthy of being fucking loved. That's what I'm seeing here. Essentially, if you want to distill it down to its most simplest thing, that's what I'm seeing here. You know, that's why I said that like there's like a martyry thing there in a way. You know, but that is something that that's a very unique, very personal, very intimate thing that each one of us must like face or at least accept so that it can begin to to shape or whatever. But it's those types of things are difficult when we're not aware of them. You know, you're in a situation, shit. Yeah, yeah. That's one of the key signs, because like I'm not there, I don't live. They say you never know what's going on behind closed doors. You never know somebody's relationship, what it really is like, right? But and that whether it's because it really is, it's like a very binary type of choice. It's either this or it's either benefiting me, it's reciprocal benefiting, or it's taken away. It's either an asset or it's a liability, and that's the bottom line. It really is. It's either an asset or it's a liability, and it's up to us to be radically honest with ourselves, give ourselves the permission to really be fucking honest with ourselves, and then make a choice from there. And hey, if I guarantee you, anytime you do that, there's going to be somebody that don't like that shit, but really fuck what they think. When does what they eat don't make you shit? You know what I'm saying? You'll live, you'll survive, brother. All right? Bodiless. All right? You will survive though. But ain't none of us gonna get where we need to go. We keep fucking frolicking around. You know what I'm saying? That's the bottom line. But unless there was a gun put to somebody's head, it's a choice. It's a choice. Now, why did I do that? And I mean, I can't. I'm not casting stones on my enemy because Lord knows, shit. I got a fucking scar on my leg right now. I can show you. Bitch stabbed me. Yeah, I went back. All right, that's that crazy chocha. All right, that's that crazy chocha. All right, that legendary crazy chocha. All right. But then again, I was in my 20s, so like, how fucking smart was I? So shit. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Questions are very powerful. To me, they're more powerful than like the answers. The questions you ask yourself, because you activate a different part of your brain when you ask yourself. When you really ask yourself a question, activates another part of your brain. That part of your brain is like a fucking heat seeker. And even though you may not get an answer right then and there in that moment, it's still going, and you will. Either you gonna see it, you gonna feel it, you gonna fucking know it. Period. You know? You don't know that age. We don't know shit that age, right? I will say this. Like I have seen like one, I have seen, some kids. I'm like, hey, y'all are doing it cool. Y'all still partying all that, but y'all are doing it the right way. Well, not the right way, but you know what I mean. Compared to the way I did it, yeah. All right. So, if anybody else would like I said, would you like one card? Just one card. I don't know. Maybe it'll offer some type of glimpse. It's going to be future related more than likely because that's what I set in my head. We all had that. That is life, though. That's how you learn. Really, ultimately, it would be great if you just learn from everybody else's mistakes, watching this person do that. Oh, I'm not doing that. Yeah, we learn from that. But then when it comes to ourselves, we all do that shit. It's just, I don't know. It's just what it is. It's how it is. Everyone can tell you this, and that, but until you know it for yourself, it's like irrelevant. I remember when I was really young, my pops was barbecuing. He had a grill like on concrete. Then he moved the grill and he said, don't touch right there, this area right there on the concrete. So I don't know if I was like 4 years old or some shit like that, but I'm looking at the concrete and I'm like, this shit just looks like regular concrete to me. So let me just put my foot right. It's I done cooked my foot. Had this big ass boil. I had to walk on the side of my fucking foot for like a week. But did I ever do that again? No. I'll pass. Yeah, listen, mistakes are the way to success. Okay. Let's just let go of all that bullshit that it's like you're supposed to just be perfect and never make a mistake. Always make the right choice all the way down. That's bullshit. There is no way you're going to learn if you're just a success all the time, every time. What are you going to learn from that? Not a fucking thing. And I just had to. What did you say? Whoops. You just had to. I did. I did. Now, the theme of that followed me when I was older, like I said. Don't fuck with that bitch. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, but them days are way behind me. And we all got a gang of people in our past where we're like, you know what? I would never. The person I am now wouldn't even look twice at that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Not even close. No one is perfect. No. You're supposed to make mistakes. But those of us who grew up with like real critical parents or got our ass beat for just making a mistake instead of maybe the parent like, I don't know, taking their time to show you the right way to do it or be like, oh, you almost did that. Let me show you this right here. Try that. You know, yeah, if you live through it, that's the only way you get personal gnosis, personal knowledge on something. You can read about it, you can hear someone talk about it, you can whatever, but until you begin to live it or have an experience of it for your own, yeah, it's only so much. It's only so much. So yeah. All right. Anybody else, if you'd like to ask your own question, a glimpse into your future. Maybe it's about your finances. Maybe it's about your career. It's about the trajectory of maybe you're single and want to know, is there something coming up? Maybe you're with somebody, dealing with somebody, and you want to see on that. We can put our little psychic telescope on that and see what the fuck is going on. but you ain't got a lot of time. Okay, so get your fingers, stop fiddling your skittle, and hit that, and let's get to it. Or if you just want a psychic hors d'oeuvre, I can do that too. I'm a man of many talents. So yeah, let it be known. Hey, prophetess, you ain't heard from Mr. Scorpio. Ain't had no scorpion visits. Because if not, I will retire. I've been grinding for, not really grinding, but we've been doing lots of work. Doing lots of work over here. So, and I've successfully been able to change my sleeping schedule. So, when you're changing your sleeping schedule, there's that kind of space in the middle where your body's still like adjusting and stuff. So there's that. Anybody else? Now would be the time. Unless you want to shoulda, coulda, woulda. Bodhi, I appreciate you. I thank you also as well. Your gift is always treasured. I appreciate you. Period. Point blank. And for all intents and purposes, I would hope I'm wrong. I would hope I'm wrong. But whatever this little patch that we discussed or whatever, like you do, I see you get through it. I see you do it. You do that. So yeah, it's nothing horrible or nothing like that. So like, but who knows? I look at it too, like sometimes if a situation or a pattern, like if we all create patterns in our life, right? So if we may not be aware of a certain kind of pattern, then if it shows up again, most people will be like, oh my God, like it's a terrible thing. Yeah, you may not want to experience it, but if you can get some wisdom, if you can get some gnosis out of that shit, that could be another catalyst for like supreme transformation right there. Because it's an opportunity. It's like, look, here we are again, dealing with the same shit. Are we going to do as we have always done, or are we going to do something new? Are we new, or are we just recycling? That's the question to ask. So yeah. And you know what? I'll tell you what. I'm gonna pretty much just end it like this. I'm gonna do. I mean, there's 5 on here, so y'all are gonna be busy. If you want to ask a question, I will give a question away. Donate a question. But you just got to guess the playing card. We'll have a little game here. Okay. And you know what, buddy? Just on your comment here, yeah, I think I can fix people, show them life can be better. There's nothing wrong with that. I think the key to someone like that, like you, is just to observe and how do they respond to you being like that. And if it's not cohesive, then you can make your decision with no guilt, because ultimately you do know what it is. So like If it's just not working, if it's just not cutting it out, then hey, at least you tried. At least you gave an attempt. At least you know what I'm saying? What'd you say? Today, my coworkers were concerned that I look so tired. So you know what I'm going through, and you know what? Plus, like, I think there's a lot of things going on. Like, I do think like all these crazy solar. If you've noticed in the last 2, 3 years, like they've been, and I don't know if this is part psyop or not, but they keep saying, "Man, the sun keeps ejaculating all over the fucking earth, like in magnitudes that we have, like solar flares, just ejaculating fucking solar flares at us. It's just like pa pa pa, like you know what I'm saying. And I know that that affects all of us, you know, or that, buddy, or that. He said, I just need to let people go, fuck themselves. Yeah, you know, it's like the mother who's always bailing her kid out, you know, no matter what. And it's like we all know someone like that, or and like the kids like usually just like fucked up. And I mean, it's sad in a way because it's like the parent was trying to do the best that you know, they felt guilty, they felt that, but it's like you're actually hurting that little bastard more than you think. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's do this here. If you can guess the card, I will gift you a question of your choice, like along them lines. I have the card, so if you want to play, go ahead. And if I only see one person in here commenting, yeah, I don't know. Or if y'all don't feel like playing it, save me the motherfucking time and just say, I'm tired. I'm not moving the card, so that way, if I see anybody, but yeah, I am like energetically, I'm at peace, but I can feel the little tired. I kind of took a couple of days to just like reset my body. So yeah, makes a difference. And you know what? I'm gonna call it quits. Let's just do that. The card was this. All right. I'm out of here. Fuck that. I'm out of here. So, anyways, yo, we may be back tomorrow, possibly not. I don't know. But I appreciate every single one who was here rocking with me. Wise Fox, Boy Mommy, Prophetess, uh, Deaconess, and anyone else who stopped by that I maybe momentarily overlooking. What? Yeah, you can't help. Yeah. Oh, your help can only go so far. If the person is not willing to help themselves, then it really is all for nothing. It's all for nothing. You have a great night, buddy. Te amo. Okay? And that goes for all of you. From Papa Shangito's corazón to all of you. It's true. Buddy, I want you to start like, I want you to start decreeing it's okay for you to be selfish. Okay? There's two kinds of selfishness, right? There's the healthy kind. The healthy kind that involves boundaries and all that other stuff, which makes everyone around you who is trying to use you uncomfortable. They get pissed off and then they want to say, "Oh, you don't care," and they want to try and pull on your heartstrings and shit. Like I'm a Sag. You know who you talking to? Like I am not trying to fix you. You know what I'm saying? But I have been in situations where yeah, I felt like I was trying to save somebody or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I can empathize with that. I can sympathize, empathize, and totally relate to that. You know. But anyhow, I'm gonna get up out of here, and yeah. So we'll be back again. But I appreciate everybody. Have a great Tuesday. Have a great Wednesday. Make sure you take care of yourself, get some rest, and we shall return.